Oh my goodness. I'm 5 minutes early. You guys are early. I'll be right back. Hi, everyone. We're early. Hi, Alex, Cynthia, Debbie, Hollis, Julie, Karen. Hi, Chris. Hi, Laura. Hi, Marlene. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Sharon and Sharon. Shauna. Hi, Tammy. So good to see you here. How are you? Hi. Hi, Sharon Black. Good to see you. So lovely to see you. Aw. Okay, I'm just gonna go get my water for my tea. Um, I have something that's not yet out that I'm going to be drinking with you today. So I will be right back. And then we are going to go through a little meditation by request from last week. So I will be right back. Okay, yeah, you guys can't see each other because I will be, oh, we're recording, shoot. I'd love to hear how you all are doing. It was a little emotional. We had a big a big eclipse, a lot of stuff happening. Oh, good. You're drinking Bohemian breakfast on ice. I'm very excited to hear that. I love it. I'm going to drink some of our new ceremonial matcha, which is going to be out the beginning of July. So for subscribers, this will be available, and it's really beautiful. I just want to, ooh, did you see the powder? So if you can see that, it's the exact color of the label. We matched it. My staff calls it Kermit blood and green crack and all sorts of other things. So here it is. And that is really beautiful ceremonial grade matcha, which I'm going to have. And what's great is for you guys that are subscribers, you'll get this with the bamboo measuring spoon, the ritual measuring spoon. It's not really a spoon, it's more like a little hook. And then this is not a beautiful teapot. This is my old handy dandy Breville because I'm at home, and this is my workhorse teapot, tea boiler that gives us the perfect temperature for each type of tea. And there it is. I think I don't have my whisk with me, but what's beautiful about this tea is you're actually drinking the tea leaves. Instead of an infusion of the tea leaves, you're actually imbibing the tea leaves, and it is a prebiotic, so it helps you with digestion. And oh, good, Cynthia. I'm glad. Yeah, this is a really, really lovely ceremonial grade matcha from the southernmost tip of Japan. It's a region called Kakishima, and it is the furthest away from any radiation. It's certified organic, and it tests free of all of the bad stuff that we don't want. And it's very high in chlorophyll, which is very good for humans because chlorophyll is not only alkalinizing, but it also helps us build blood. Lisa, you have acid reflux. Yeah, it can definitely help you. And also the white teas for sure. But you could try the green tea. This is very smooth. It's very alkaline. And also, Lisa, drinking fresh aloe vera juice is really helpful for acid reflux, and so is okra pepsin. So if you take okra, you can find an okra pepsin supplement through standard process, and that is really helpful for acid reflux. Yeah. So okay, so let us begin. Everybody grab your cup. Yeah, Tammy, this is really lovely matcha. I have quite a few matchas that are coming into stock, but most of them are through the roof expensive, and we'll only have a tiny bit. But this is a very well-priced ceremonial grade organic matcha that's delicious. It's very, very, very pleasant to drink. Okay, my loves, so let's breathe into our cups, into our heart. Let's exhale anything that we want to release from the last week, any heaviness, any emotion that might be lingering, any dramas or hooks or negative thought patterns. As we join together here as a sister of circles, we release into the circle. We release all of our worries and our fears and allow the circle to accept and then diminish and deconstruct any worry that you may have, or shame, or problems, perceived problems. Allow the circle to be unbroken. Allow the circle to hold the space for you in all your many aspects and all your dimensions. And so with that, I would like you all to center into your body, breathe into your tummy. Exhale. Any worries or fears or stresses or logistics. Allow us to be in the time and space of infinite possibility together here today. And as you gaze into your cup, ask yourself, what do I see? What do I see? I see an elixir of healing, a potion of wonder, I see the light glistening on the bright green. I can't believe nature makes such vibrant color so naturally. And this is stone ground to order. So these leaves have been shade grown and very carefully plucked and then stored in a very dark, cool place that until we place an order, and then they grind it to order and they seal it for us. And so it's the freshest it can possibly be. So as you inhale, ask yourself, what do I smell? I smell grass and seaweed and sunshine. And then you can ask yourself, what do you hear? I hear my husband cooking in the kitchen. I hear leaves rustling and birds. And then you can ask yourself, what do I feel? I feel joyful to be with you all in this amazing sister circle of kindness and generosity and togetherness, the mission to serve and connect with one another, make the world, through the ripples of our love, create tsunamis of love. That's how I feel. And then you can lift the cup to your mouth and ask yourself, what do I taste? What do I taste? I taste a smooth green. It's almost like I'm drinking jade, is what it tastes like to me. Has very, very faint, tiny little bit of sharpness on the very top of the palate, but very little. It's very smooth. So ask yourself, what do you taste as you settle into your senses? Your senses are the way the divine speaks to you. And I know I've said that before. But with tea ceremony, we are brought into our senses in order to expand time and space, in order to create expansiveness in each moment, in order to become ageless and to become timeless, in order to become the possibilities that we seek. And I'm going to go close 2 doors and be right back so I can concentrate fully on you. Oh, I love seeing your notes. One sec. Okay. Hi. All right. So, cheers to you. Lisa tastes dimly lit wooden room with friends whom I love. It's familiar. I see, taste, and feel images. Yeah. Our senses are not limited. There's a lot of people who hear color or taste texture. Well, obviously texture, but there's no reason to limit your senses to the obvious, right? That's so good. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple things for us today. Number one, I did receive some of your photos and I adore them, and I'm going to definitely be able to gather them all and put them on the website. We are moving into a much bigger warehouse, and I'm expanding my blending facility so that I can create more teas and have more room for more raw materials direct from source. And so we're in the process of building out some of the facility right now, and today and tomorrow, and then we move in over the weekend. into our new blending facility. So I was a little busier this week than normal, and since we are moving and expanding. And then what will happen is as each of you, because sometimes some of you I only got your photos today, so just if you want to do a tea portrait, make sure you send it in. I saw April send hers in, I saw Alex send hers in, I saw quite a few, and oh, Serafina, that's hilarious. So, okay, so I'm going to pray for divine guidance for the highest good of all of us as a group, as a community, as individuals, as sisters that span the globe. What would be the most helpful passage? What would be the most helpful insight from the divine right now to uplift or to illuminate our next brilliant move? Okay, I got the soul. One day, a little soul up in heaven decided to reincarnate. It was a very bright flame of light, up in the clouds, waiting to incarnate. It had ascended some time before and had spent a while analyzing the past, a past lives, to be more precise. Analyzing everything it had achieved and all that it had fallen short of, insufferable emotions it had cleansed and others it had gained. This little soul up in the clouds was getting ready for a new journey. It was also preparing its mission, choosing what it would do this time round and the demands it would be subjected to in order to succeed in its new task. It went on to choose the style of country, the type of parents, and its economic, social, and environmental circumstances, whether it would be born extremely sensitive or with a huge emotional blockage. Everything was planned down to the very last detail, alongside the other souls that it would later cross paths with. On incarnating and entering the body of a newborn, it would forget everything. The cloak of forgetfulness is unrelenting. There was one thing that it was asked not to forget, one thing only. You may forget everything we planned. You may even fail in your mission, block out your emotions, and fail to evolve. But we ask you to remember one thing. Do not forget that you must not, under any circumstances, allow your light to go out. Whatever happens, do not allow it to go out. This is your story. I know you have forgotten it all, but I also know that you have not forgotten what is essential. Do whatever it takes to keep your light from going out. Wow. That's a good one, huh? It's amazing. This comes from the Book of Light by Alexandra Solnato. This is an old galley. It's my favorite book. This woman channels Jesus. She's a Brazilian author and medium. So that was beautiful, huh, you guys? So have you forgotten any of the details? I'm sure we all have. Are you clear on what your mission is this life? And how are you not not forgetting your light? How are you fanning the flames of your light? How are you inspiring your light? How are you becoming more bright and more expressive in your light? I would love to hear any and all of what you are doing and what that means for you. It is very, very beautiful. The fact that we can screw everything up as long as we don't forget our light. I have a story from this week about that. Just to illuminate, I was having an issue with a business contact, a business relationship, and I just was in self-doubt, and just kept thinking it was me and I was doing something wrong, and just beating myself up over it and examining every little detail and just trying to figure out what I had done wrong. And then on Sunday, in my meditation and my prayers, I asked for insight and guidance from my angels to tell me and to show me what I was doing wrong so that I could heal this relationship, this conflict, because I don't like to have conflict in my life at all. And I finally slowed down enough to listen. And what I heard was that I cannot be in relationship to conflict. and that the person was choosing the conflict, not me, and that I needed to not think everything was something I did wrong, but that the lesson itself was knowing that the feeling of conflict in my relationship or in my business relationship in this case was just not for me. So it was almost like, just change the dial on, just change the channel. So I basically wrote a very clean and clear letter to this person and said, I value harmony and I value connection, and the mission of my company is connection. And so I cannot be in a relationship where that is disconnected by choice. And so I sent off the email. I felt very clean and clear. And the word that came through after I did that was sovereign. And I know I've been meditating a lot on being more sovereign and being sovereign in general, and knowing that, in my sovereignty is my strength, and that, and so that was a really powerful thing. And I realized I kept trying to figure out what I had done wrong when it was simply just a menu item I got to pick off the menu of life. And so this is such a powerful thing when we decide to live in our light, and then all of a sudden we realize not every relationship is living also in the light. Not every connection is for our highest, for us to shine the brightest. So cleansing that is really important. And then Sunday night I watched Becoming, Michelle Obama's documentary, and just sobbed for 2 hours just at the feelings of trauma of not having a leader like that right now, and just the sadness I felt of missing that grace and that beauty, that strength, and in our leadership. And so I then concluded also that I had to be that. So if I'm missing it, I need to be it. I can't miss something if it is within me. And it's only an illusion to think that it's something outside of me. So I had to choose to be the grace and the light, and look at how I was, craving and desiring for someone like Michelle Obama to run our country. And I was sobbing over it when I realized I needed to be what I admired most in Michelle to run my life. So there's no one else out there. We're projecting. It is just a big, huge, wonderful theater that we are getting a chance to live in. So how are you fanning the flames of your light? How are you being the light? And how are you using that to cleanse and to heal any connections that you have? Yeah, Tammy, I think she would be a great president. Mm. Okay, my loves. So last week we talked about meditation. And so you said to me that meditation would be something you'd love to expand more in your life and to explore more in your life. And as I see tea and tea ceremony as a moving meditation, that is action-based, because a lot of us are very action-based. It's hard to sit still for people like me. But I do TM in the mornings, and I know you're supposed to do TM in the morning and in the evening, but the evenings my meditation is to be with my children, or to walk, or to be in nature, and to not close my eyes, but to open them in towards second sight, into more of a knowingness and more of an intuition. But I was meditating on a meditation for you, and I was guided to a book I had in my son's room, and it's just kind of, I don't know where I got it. It's like a cool little meditation Bible. It's called the Meditation Bible by Madonna. And it is lovely. The Definitive Guide to Meditations for Every Purpose. And I tend to like to use one practice and go deep with it, so that my nervous system gets used to it. So TM for me is just a mantra meditation, and I repeat my mantra, which basically sounds like nonsense. It's not like a mantra that means something, but that's kind of the point. So that the repetition is almost like throwing the conscious mind a bone, throwing the monkey mind, the busy mind a bone, so that it can be busy at something while you know, the rest of our faculties, our second sight, and all of our intuition may bloom and may start running the show. Okay, so our souls are usually in the back seat going, no, no, don't turn there. Oh, no, 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 don't do that. No, he's not worth it. Or no, that's not, you know, that's not your problem. That's something else. Like, just release. And our busy mind is driving, going, oh crap, should I have turned left? Oh my God, will there be traffic? I don't know. Oh man, did I lock the door? Right? So the busy mind is always chatter, chatter, chatter. And the wisdom, the higher mind, which T is also T mind. It's the mind that is the settled soul that is always reaching to deliver an answer and some wisdom and guidance to us. It's kind of back here. So I did the same thing I always do. I prayed for each of our highest good as a collective and as individuals and as a community. And I found this meditation, and it's really great. So for those of you who got the Tea and Tarot box, this is the first tarot card, the Queen of Cups. And I'm working on some really exciting new tea products that I'll tell you about, but after I'm done designing those, I'm going to finish a deck for all of us. And then I will have it gold foiled, and I'll have it really beautiful. So bear with me until we create that deck. Okay. So this is the meditation that came for you all, okay? It's called Hold the Opposites. You may find yourself locked into dualistic thinking. Everything has to be right or wrong, black or white, good or bad. This meditation helps you learn to tolerate a more realistic view that two seemingly opposite points of view or situations can exist simultaneously. The benefits of this meditation are it reduces stress, it helps you to accept things as they are, and provides an antidote to rigid thinking. So we're in an election year, a lot of rigid thinking, a lot of, like, you know, getting on one side or the other is happening, a lot of positioning, a lot of defending of a position, a lot of arguing that a position is right. So I mean, elections are kind of the pinnacle of duality. They're either or. They're us, them. They're, you know, the Dems and the Republicans, or the independents and the this. So what I wish we could have instead of one president is a presidential council that would be from every type of community, and it would be a council of 7 to 11 people, and they would vote. So I guess we're not there yet. I guess hopefully when women are in higher positions of power, maybe our collaborative natures will start to reassess having one president and one president only, which automatically puts us in dual thinking and either or. But so I thought this was a really good, since we're in an election year, this is also a really good practice for holding both. Okay, so when to use this practice? If you find yourself angry and fearful, wanting simplistic, clear answers, or demanding that things be done your way, try this meditation to help you tolerate life as it really is. Okay? Preparation. Think about conflict situations where you feel the issues are black and white. Okay, so let's think of a situation where we feel that there's an either or. That, for instance, it could be, I can either be a writer or a businesswoman. I can either be married or divorced. I can either be rich or poor. I can either be, so think about something that you are naturally feeling that it's a dual, that you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. Okay, do you have your situation? Okay, I'm going to assume so. Okay. So think about conflict situations where you feel the issues are black or white. Okay. So go ahead, we're going to begin. Sit on your meditation cushion or chair in a quiet place where you can be alone. Meditate by watching your breath for about 5 minutes. So we're not going to do this for 5 minutes, but you guys can take this and do it later for longer. But sit quietly and meditate on your breath. In Vipassana, there's a practice called Anapana, where you focus on the sensation of the breath leaving your nose and how it feels on the skin here, how it feels here. So you want to laser focus your attention to the way the breath feels entering and leaving your nostrils. If your mind wanders, that's good. Just bring it back like you would gently bring a kitten back and put it into its little box. Or a baby chick. Lots of my friends have baby chicks now. Just gently bring the mind back to the breath. Allow your body to settle in into its full shape, to its full self, to its full beingness. Allow the breath to be the main focus. As your body settles in, now think of a situation where you have been miserable because you wanted something to be a certain way and the other person wanted another outcome. Think of a situation where you wanted something and somebody else wanted something else, and it was in perceived conflict. Or into a way where you maybe had to make a choice that wasn't necessarily an either or. Okay, so once you have that in your mind, pay attention to your emotions. The first one to arise may be anger. Check to see if underneath the anger you feel fear. What do you think you will lose if you let both points of view exist simultaneously? Now, imagine that you are alone on a desert island with that person, and your survival depends on both of you having your needs met. Imagine a creative way to compromise so that each of you has at least part of what you desire. Or if it was a situation, imagine yourself on a desert island or living in your current life with both things happening simultaneously. Really make the space in your conscious mind to see all things occurring simultaneously. So as you see both of you being right, or both of your truths being existing simultaneously, or both of your situations or desires occurring for you simultaneously, then how does it feel to be in that space of both? How does it feel to be in that space of and? How does it feel to be in the space of everything is happening at once and that's okay? It's perfect. So as you meditate on both and, take note of how your body feels, if it feels more relaxed, if it feels more um, soft, if it feels more expansive. Feel how the breath feels in the solar plexus. That's usually where my duality is an either or. It's a clenching of the solar plexus. See how you feel in your solar plexus. Relaxation. This matcha makes me feel that way. Sort of like an ecstatic, blissful feeling. So I'm seeing both myself and the person I had the perceived conflict with of the last week, both being right, and we're both smiling. and we're at peace. And it's nothing's wrong and nothing's right. It all just is. And I can feel relief. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my shoulders. It's a relief that I don't have to carry the conflict, and that he's right and I'm right as well. His truth and my truth are not dual. They are both wonderful, and both can exist at the same time. So, how did that feel? How do you feel? Vanessa starts yawning like crazy when she meditates. Vanessa, that is a natural reaction to needing more oxygen. It's also a natural reaction to your body starting to set the tone to rest. Yeah. Judith, meditation visualization creates expansion with room for the dualities. See both of us creating together, communicating in an honest dialogue. Beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah. And we can envision the reality we want to live. Visualization does help create our reality because it shows us the way forward, and then we can take action from there versus thinking that we're limited somehow. Our mind is where reality is created first. I love that. April felt a sharp pain in her chest. Oh, April. So you might have some subconscious sadness, or you might have something that's deep inside that is wanting to move forward. But if the pain in your chest is more serious, then go get help. But if it's just a pain, I often will get a pain in my chest, and I know it's sadness wanting to emerge and be felt. And then you can take the sadness or the anger, and you can say, oh, dear sadness, thank you so much for serving me. Thank you so much for allowing me to feel you. And then now I release you. Tammy, it feels like a weight lifted. Beautiful. And it opens your breath, of course. Yeah, Sharon, it is calming to just accept. Duality is the menu in which we have on planet Earth to know either or, to actually have variation on a theme. In my book, Love in Detail, it's life on Earth is love in detail, and detail has shadows. And love is obviously everything. And love also has, other colors and variations on planet Earth, even though it doesn't have it up in the afterlife. So we are here in detail. Yeah, it's just sadness. Yes, of course, my love. We all have sadness right now. I sobbed my face off watching that documentary. I cried so hard. My eyes were so puffy yesterday. I didn't even know they could do what they did yesterday. I looked interesting. Karen, life always is as it is. Our perception ego is what causes conflict. Absolutely. And Karen, when we say that and we don't have a practice, it can sound like we're bypassing, right? Like, of course, it's our ego and our attachments that are creating the conflict. But when we're in it, it's awfully real. It's awfully serious sometimes. I mean, I've been torn up about this conflict in this situation, just completely torn up about it, and it seemed so real, and I knew it wasn't real, and I was even meditating, and it was still persisting, and I knew it wasn't real. I knew it was just my ego. But until you can find the spaciousness and the non-dual, it's still very, very much an either or. It feels very real. So Elizabeth, I'm letting go and breathe better. Yes, love, we all need to breathe more. Cynthia, it's good to consider both choices. I felt release of my sadness. Oh, I'm so glad. I hold that for you. Sophie, I feel peaceful and releasing control, not holding on to the reins so tightly. Absolutely. That whole saying that, let go, let God, or let go, let the cosmos. It's true. It's that releasing. You don't want to be, have you ever heard of the monkey who died? Well, there was a banana in a cage, and the monkey got his hand through and he held on to it, and he couldn't get the banana out because he was holding onto it with his fist, and he ended up dying there. But what he realized is he could have just let go of the banana and been free. So that's the ego, that's the human mind, that's the human experience, right? Sometimes we're not willing to let go, so we'll just be there until we, until a part of us dies, or an opportunity might pass. So it's good to always be releasing. Lisa felt like a bird and her body was sitting on the center line between the two wings of conflict. Duality makes the whole. Absolutely. You're right. Yeah. You cannot have a shadow without light. You cannot have light without shadow. It's just the way it is on planet Earth. But I happen to think that when we're not on planet Earth, it's not like that. Beautiful. So you see, you can have a particular meditation for a particular purpose. So you don't always have to have, my practice is TM. I, for many years, used TM and Vipassana. Now I'm just back to good old TM, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll look for ritual or meditation for a specific purpose. And oftentimes I will use journaling for that. And I find journaling to be very meditative because it moves things out of our bodies. So now I would like to read you a couple quotes. That feels good, huh? Beautiful. Vanessa loves to journal first thing every morning. Yeah, it just clears out the cobwebs. It moves things through. When I was a publisher, I would get these book proposals or these books that just really read like journal entries, and I would tell some of them, like, it's too early for this to be a book. And then I used to say, remember, journaling and journaling for yourself and writing for others are two different modes of transportation, right? One will heal you and one will help heal others. So journaling is always what we need to do to get the writing out that needs to come out for our own self, our own insight, and then we can sit down and write for others should we choose. Okay, so this is Muji. Muji is a spiritual teacher in India, a guru. And I really love his quotes. I just thought I would read a couple for us to ponder, and then we will close the circle and for the day, and let all of us go into our meditative Tuesday evenings. So Tuesdays are my worst day of the week, and since I switched our Saturday sips to Tuesday tea, it's become the best day of the week for me. So every time when I was little, or younger, I would call my mom, and every time I was having a meltdown, she would say, Zhena, what day is it? And I'd say, oh crap, it's Tuesday. You're right. Tuesday is just like not my day, but I created this new habit with you for us to do tea on Tuesdays, and now I love Tuesdays. So that's how we can transform our time. Also, as we can create a schedule that helps us out of a biorhythmic funk of sorts. So, okay, so I'm going to give us two inspirational quotes in order for us to ponder and be in inquiry. The inquiring mind is the curious mind, and it's always good to be in a state of curiosity, and because curiosity leads to possibility. So with that, oh, that's amazing. So I opened up to page 307, where it says, almost everyone who is introduced to the method of self-inquiry goes through a period of what I call paranoid inquiry. I was just saying, I'm going to read you a quote for inquiry, and here we are. Okay, where one does not know how to do it and where to stop. You are trying and trying, asking, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? But only mechanically, so it just doesn't seem to lead anywhere. In fact, you may feel you are going further and further astray, crazy even, but then somehow an unexpected light shines out from nowhere, and mysteriously something begins to happen. There's a kind of opening from inside, and a new way of being is emerging. Your heart is expanding with a joy and light, and it is as though understanding becomes natural and effortless. You find an unknowable movement inside, and many old, tired, and stale things are simply falling away unforced. Ooh, I love that. Falling away unforced. Something magical seems to come alive in you, and all is happening by itself. That feels really good. I love that. That feels really good. You know, in Jamaica, when we make dreadlocks in our hair, we keep twisting and twisting, but in the beginning, they simply do not stay. For a while, nothing seems to be happening, but you must just keep twisting and putting some beeswax in it. Then one day you wake up and it has all come together by itself, and you say, wow, it just did it by itself. Afterwards, the whole process just continues naturally. Self-inquiry is a bit like this. Cool guy comparing dreadlocks to self-inquiry. So he is a spiritual teacher of Advaita Zen. Advaita Zen. Advaita Zen. He's an Advaita Zen master. I love that. How lovely. So the self-inquiry. So our exercise this week is get me your tea photos if you haven't gotten them to me yet. And also to be in a state of self-inquiry. What is the light of you? How is your light tempered and created to shine in a specific way? How can your light become the ripple of love that becomes the tsunami of love? How can your, your nature, your natural beingness, how can it help serve and support and illuminate the path for others? So beautiful. Paula, this is what this book and author is White Fire, and it's by Muji. Muji was brought to my attention by the woman who wrote The Secret. She's been mentioning him, and and her creative director is my neighbor at my current warehouse, and he was saying that they studied under, that they went and took a trip with him, and that he was really lovely. So I had found this in a thrift store like a long time before that. And I was like, oh, I have a book by that person. I'm going to go check it out. And then as I started reading it, I started falling in love with it. Well, here's one quote. There's a lot of smaller quotes, but this one is, the book of your being is open. The pages are empty. Let the divine write something inside your heart. Oh, God, that's so beautiful. I'm going to reread that. The book of your being is open. The pages are empty. Let the divine write something inside of your heart. So maybe what our assignment could be is that you guys send me, a poem of your light. You send me maybe a few thoughts of how your light is and in the world, and how your light may shine in the world. And then I can add that to your photos, or we can just have a running poetry list on the website. I think that would be really lovely. I love the idea of hearing more about how your light is shining and how you are fanning the flames of it for the good of yourself and in service to other. So I would love that. And my email is Zhena@clubmagichour.com, Zhena. And I loved getting your photos, ladies. Please keep them coming. They were so beautiful. And I love seeing your faces. I love seeing the light shining behind your eyes. Alex, you guys looked so witchy and mysterious, and oof, I want to come visit someday. I loved your setup and your photos, and some of you chose to be in nature. Loved the teapots. I loved it all. So please don't forget, if you haven't sent in your photo yet, to Cindy, it's Zhena, Zhena @clubmagichour.com, clubmagichour.com. And if you could put into the subject tea portrait, that would help me search them, because I get about 1,000 emails a day. But yeah, so Zhena@clubmagichour.com. You could write a poem about your light or tea. You could share with me, some thoughts about how you are expressing your light in the world. We are really here to support and to help you grow your light, and to help you be the brightest light you can be, so that others' paths may be illuminated. But firstly, your path is illuminated. And as a tea circle of support and sisterhood, we hold the space for one another, even if we can't see each other's faces. Even if we are here in the chat, we are energetically connected. I had a vision of this many years ago during a shamanic journey with a very powerful shaman from South America. And I asked God for my destiny, and I saw circles of women gathering all over the world. And now I know this is my destiny, to gather you all around tea and togetherness and support. So with that, my loves, I am going to close our circle. Any last thoughts? I would love to hear. Cindy, thank you for being here for us. You've helped me reframe my Tuesdays now, and I look forward to our time together after you get off work. Thank you. I have reframed my Tuesdays as well, and being together with you all is the highlight of my week. And I love it so, so, so much. It is feeds my soul as much as it feeds yours. So with that, I will send you off with a prayer that your light can only grow. Nothing can ever dampen it. Nothing can ever take it from you. Nothing can ever hide it from you. Anytime you feel that your light may be dimmed, it is just as bright, just beyond the next corner of your next move, doing the next right thing, the next breath. And with that, may your light grow. May it be fanned by the flames of divinity. May it be an inspiration to others. May it shine so bright that your path is made clear. May your next step be taken in confidence and courage. May your next step be taken in peace. May your next step be taken in divine time. And to each of you, I love you, and I envision you just sipping tea and dancing through the summer afternoon, fearlessly and also carefully, because COVID is still out there. It is real, but you are vibrating at such a high level that COVID cannot get you. Your vibration is so high and so pure and so connected to the divine that COVID is just it's no match for your bright light and your high vibration and your spiritual insight and all of the intuition that you bring to the table. You are in all health and wellness, and so be it, and so shall it be, and so mote it be. Amen. Ah, women, thank you so much, my beautiful tea circle. I will see you next week, and I think we will have a guest. Chris, let's try to get our July box person to be our guest. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you soon. Okay. Take good care. Oh, thank you for reading Life by the Cup, Shannon. With all my love. Thank you. Bye all.